6 News. Election 2024. Coverage you can count on.
Everyone, Sean Eiler joining you from the 6 News Election Center as results continue to pour in. We're going to go over a number of races. I'll finish with the presidential race in the state, but right now we're going to focus on some of our local races. Looking at State House District 72 as results come in. Now, nothing to write home about yet because only less than a quarter of the precincts are reporting at the moment. But as of right now, Frank Burns, the incumbent, with a just less than 30-point lead over the challenger, Amy Bradley. Now, in Cambria County, as many of you know, the polls were extended from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. because of ballot issues. There was an issue with the printing of the ballots that were not being tabulated through the machines. That is obviously affecting the reporting in this precinct. So plenty of ballots still being calculated here. We'll continue to keep an eye on this. And for the response from the county, you can go to our website, wjactv.com, hearing the elected officials talking about what led to today's issues and how they resolved it. Taking a look at District 81. Rich Irvin, the incumbent here, with a more than 50-point lead over the challenger, Sean Steig. About half of the precincts reporting here. Let's take a look up at District 67. A quarter of the precincts reporting. The incumbent, Martin Causer, roughly a 50-point lead here as well. Let's take a look in the 82nd District. Incumbent Paul Takak with just under a 30-point lead over Therese Holland here. And District 77, the incumbent, Scott Conklin, with a little over 30-point lead over his challenger, Marie Labrizzi. Now let's take a look up the line. Let's take a look at the U.S. Senate race here in our state. This is extremely tight at the moment. We're just under 50% reporting at the moment, so still plenty of ball left in the election here, for lack of a better term. But this is an extremely close race, and Bob Casey even said this is his toughest re-election yet. Last time in 2018, when Bob Casey was up for re-election, he was facing Lou Barletta. Now, that was in 2018, obviously not a presidential election. So it'll be interesting to see how much the presidential election this year may influence this rate. You have a higher turnout in presidential elections, and a lot of voters that are coming out for the presidential election tend to vote down the party line of where they go with their vote for president. So a very close race here. And as we move in to the race for president, let's take a look at the map. Take that picture perfect memory you're using. This map is not going to change much once we go to the presidential race. As we take a look here, a lot of it looking rather similar. Now that's back in 2020. Here's the live coverage of what's happening right now in the election. Just under half of the precincts reporting, but a very, very tight race. Donald Trump in the lead at the moment, but it's just by roughly 2 points. Earlier this evening on 6 News, I kept saying that the two counties to keep an eye out for were Erie County and Northampton County, just above Philadelphia over here. These are the only two counties, if we take a look back in 2020 and 2016, they are the only two counties that flipped and went with the winner in the state race. So it's like I said, the margins here aren't going to be too much. Donald Trump in Erie County, it was a 2-point win for Donald Trump in 2016. In 2020, it was a 1-point win for Joe Biden. Over in Northampton County, it was a 4-point win in 2016 for Donald Trump. In 2020, less than 1 point for Joe Biden. So when you're talking about the difference there, it's just a couple thousand votes. That margin isn't going to sway the election one way or another, but it could tell us the bigger sentiment as far as the state goes. Like I said, Erie and Northampton, the only two counties that voted for the winner in 16 and 20. Every other county stayed the same. Allegheny County went for the Democrats. Philadelphia County went for the Democrats. Cambria County, blue at the moment, but it went for Republicans in 16 and in 20. We'll see if Erie and Northampton County continue to be an indicator of how the state will go, but a very, very tight race at the moment. While we have a little bit more time here, let's take a look at some of the other races down the line. For the Attorney General, another close race. These margins have gotten a little bit closer as the precincts continue to report. Still under half reporting at the moment. Eugene DePasquale, former Auditor General. taking on Dave Sunday, the York County District Attorney since 2017. So far, just a less than 2-point lead for D. Pasquale. And as we go down the line here, Auditor General Timothy DeFore. This is another very close race. Timothy DeFore is the incumbent. He's being challenged by Malcolm Kenyatta, who is currently serving in the State House of Representatives. It'll be interesting to see how these races come out throughout the evening here. But again, let's take a look at the presidential race. These numbers will be changing throughout the night. We've officially reached the halfway point in reporting for the state. And again, you see all the red, but your typical blue strongholds, Allegheny County and over here just outside of Philadelphia. It's going to be looking at these margins. How much can Republicans dip into the margins here in Allegheny County and in Philadelphia in the suburbs? How much can Kamala Harris make a dent in traditional, at least in recent years, red counties like Cambria County? At the moment, with only 20% reporting, it's leaning Democratic at the moment, but it is very, very early and way too close to call. We will be bringing you updates throughout the evening on our social media. You could always go to WJACTV.com. These same election results that are pouring into our system here in the Election Center, they're pouring into our website as well. So in between our live hits that we're bringing you on WJAC, you can go to our website to find out what race and where it stands. Again, just stay with us on air and online. Follow our social media pages. We'll be going live again at 6 News at 11 for a full broadcast of our local coverage, starting with the presidential race, working our way down throughout the ballot, and truly seeing how much this presidential race influences the down ballot races. So again, stay with us. We'll be bringing you more coverage as the evening goes on. Thanks for staying with us.